let me segue because I did write a book, and I want to talk about this on this episode because I like both of you, and it's going to get better views than the other ones. That's why I'm bringing it up now. I wrote a book, and Travis will edit the whatever graphic into the thing, and you have a book, which is fucking awesome.
I do. And it just actually came out in.
Don't show his book. No, don't show mine. Show his book.
No, but
there it is.
There's Tim's. Mine just got reprinted. It just got the paperback release just came out. Nice. But this looks awesome. Your title, "Death by Boomers: How the Worst Generation Destroyed the Planet, but First a Child." It's an amazing title.
No, it's great. And what it is my father is 70 and my mother is, God only knows where she is. She may not be with us anymore. But what I wanted to do before they died was just one more disgraceful moment. Yeah. Like a head hung low moment where I could share all these like horrific stories from growing up with boomers. I love boomers. Boomers are funny. It's not a woe is me book.
Yeah.
Boomers are deeply selfish, narcissistic monsters sent to destroy the earth. They've destroyed society. They viewed their children as an obstacle and an impediment to their own success.
For sure.
They were jealous of their children. They liked when their children failed. They set their children up in many cases to fail. They were hateful, horrible people. They were completely divorced from reality. They have tangled themselves up in conspiracy theories. You could find them on Facebook right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like they're, as soon as they got technology, they used it to spread hate and division and fear. All they believe in is fear mongering and dividing people. Because they believe that's how they benefit. They were the luckiest generation, other than the few of them who died in Vietnam. Enough. We've heard about that. The rest of them had charmed lives with great peacetime, and they were given and inherited this whole country and destroyed it. And my father, you know, when I told him I was like an alcoholic, I was like, I was a drunk. And I didn't say I'm an alcoholic, but I said to him, like, I'm hanging out at a bar every night. I'm drinking every night. And instead of saying, like, you should get help, my father goes, son, like an old man bar has played a role in every Dillon's life.
Wow.
He goes, your Uncle Tommy went to Buckley's. I used to go to a place called the Bitter Ant. Like,
cool.
They're so... Like my father, I was smoking cigarettes, 13 years old, smoking cigarettes in the front seat of his car. He let me smoke cigarettes. And he goes, you know what's good about you? You never smoke them down to the filter. He goes, you never smoke them down to the end. He goes, that's what's good about you.
That's an amazing compliment from a dad.
Yeah. So these were the type of people they were.
You got to internalize, like, that is what's good about me.
He's like, you never smoke them down to the end. He goes, that's what's good about you. And I threw him out the window, and he goes, you know, and that's like...
I picture, like, other kids talking about what their fucking self-esteem comes from. And then they get to you.
Because I used to...
I do that's really good.
Yeah.
I never smoke them down to the filter. What?
Well, I did what the trans kids do now. I go, if you don't let me smoke, I'm going to kill myself. That's what the trans kids do. They go, you give me tits or I'm out of here. No, I would go, you have to let me smoke. So they were getting divorced, and my father's like, well, he's just smoking a pack a day. It's not a big deal. And I smoked for years, and I would just smoke. My grandmother let me smoke at her house, and my friend's parents, my friend Ryan was dating a stripper. My friend is in jail now. He was dating a stripper, and Indiana's Most Wanted. She was on Indiana's Most Wanted. So like state troopers came to the house once. My friend Ryan answered the door, and they were doing identity theft, they're doing bad stuff, and the troopers were like, where is she? And he goes, I don't know what you're talking about. And they go, listen, if you don't tell us where she is, you're an accomplice. So like, again, where is she? And my friend just was there like 2 seconds and then just looked at the cops and went, she's in the kitchen. And they come and they take this woman out in cuffs, and the boomer parents are kind of unfazed.
Yeah.
And literally that night for dinner, we're all sitting there, and his mother's like, you know what I want to do? What about a condo in Naples? How about Naples, Florida? I mean, it's gorgeous. The restaurants are great. This is after a woman had been taken out of the house in handcuffs. They were so crazy. So the book is just a collection of like these stories of these crazy people.
That boomer generation is
They're
about
the worst.
like looking at a problem and be like, can we get out of this right now? And then just change topic.
Yeah.
It was never about like, I feel like that's because they were raised by real fucking Neanderthals, at least emotionally.
Yeah.
When you think about it, like a boomer is raised by someone born in like 1910 or 15.
Oh my
Right.
God.
Like, they had no skill set.
Yeah.
Nothing given to them. So then they just
No emotional life.
No emotional
They're like
life.
dogs.
Well, boomers also have this very interesting victimhood complex. Like they're always aggrieved. And they're aggrieved. Like every time you're on the phone with one of them, like, you know, like my aunt, for example, during COVID, she goes, I hope everyone gets this vaccine because I'd like to do some traveling and I've worked my whole life. I'm like, everyone's worked their whole life.
Yeah.
Everyone's worked their whole
so special.
Who hasn't worked their whole life? Like she goes, I've worked my whole life. Like, I'm like, everyone's worked their whole life, you crazy bitch. Like, of course they're fucking... But again, it was all about her. She's like, I'd like to travel.
What about me?
What about me?
Oh my God, I just remember what my dad liked about me.
Yeah.
He goes, you know what's good about you?
Yeah.
Is that you're a girl, but you don't talk too much. Sometimes women talk
That's
too
nice.
much. That is a nice compliment.
But see, that's nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't
You don't
talk
smoke
too
them down
much.
the filters. You're not a chatty broad.
Yeah. My father would say things to me, give me this advice. Like, we'd be in a car. He'd be like, son, never overestimate your value. And then he goes, what you do, someone else will do too.
Cool.
He would say things like that. You know, like he would just have these like very like, you know.
The thing is about these comments
Christ.
too, is if you were to ask your dad or your dad about saying that, they'd be like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with that?
I just tell you my feelings.
They're oblivious to the fact
Yeah.
what that means. For me,
God.
my parents used to introduce the three of us to people.
Yeah.
And like I have an older sister and a younger sister, and they would go, my older sister's Maria, they'd be like, this is Maria, she's an A student, she's a great athlete, she's creative, she dances, she's just full of life. She's this amazing kid. And this is Jane, she's our baby, she's adorable, she's sweet, she's just the cutest little sweetest girl. And then they would be like, this is Tommy, he's nice. I go, is that it? Like, that's the end of the thing?
You were a man. You had to stand on your own.
Yeah, exactly. They were just like, well, we take care of the girls.
Yeah.
Like, you got enough. Like,
I was an only child, and my mother used to like call me in and go, she would call me in and she'd say quietly, she goes, I always wanted another child.
Oh boy.
And your father didn't give me another child.
Oh boy.
And I don't know if this marriage is going to work out because I always wanted another child. I've just always wanted more children.
Yeah.
And he's denied me that, and I want another child. And I would just sit there and go, okay.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
I'd go, all right. So I love my mother, and I do love my mother, but she was a horrible person, but also a lovely
Horrible
person.
Yeah.
She was a great person,
That's the
too.
thing is that when we talk about our parents and we criticize them, we criticize them from a valid place.
Yes.
But people are not one-dimensional.
No.
So you can be like, look, my mom's crazy or horrible, all these things, but that doesn't fully define her. You still have the stuff that you...
We used to swim. She taught me how to swim. She was a swim coach. And I swam a mile in the bay when I was 6. And she used to...
Christ.
Yeah, she used to get all the neighborhood kids, and we'd all like swim at like 5 a.m. and she would like train them how to be like good swimmers, and she was really good. She was really good with that. She was really good like an aquatic person.
Yeah.
And she was like very much committed to that. And then I was an actor, and she was committed to that. From when I was like probably 7, I started acting, and I acted till I was about 12. And she really tried. And we went, and
Did you like it?
I did. I just never had that big break where it was like, this changes your life.
Yeah.
And me and her went on a tour for like 4 months with this touring musical, Annie Get Your Gun. And we would be on the tour bus every night, and then we toured with the whole production. And then, they put me in an Amstel Light shirt. What's better than that? Take a look at me and my dad right there. Look at his face. I was singing a song about sucking cock right there. I was singing a song about sucking dick. And the cum comes out of the dick. He was like, you said this was an Irish folk song. The priest has a big guy. So,
God.
but like, she was with me for that.
Yeah.
And then I started doing drugs and she went insane. So we went our separate ways, but I still love her. She went a little nutty. And I just, at 12 years old, 13 years old, I started using cocaine and smoking weed. Obviously weed first. I'm not nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But weed and blow and some Vicodin. And my
she
friend's
did drugs
mother
too?
was a hooker and sold us drugs and we loved her.
Whoa.
She's in the book. We love them all.
Did your mom do drugs too?
Never. She did over-the-counter drugs. She would take Sudafed, and she would drink like Preventil cough syrup and Tab. She loved Tab soda and Preventil cough syrup and like Sudafed, and like she loved an over-the-counter cocktail to just keep her going.